Jom Tov, everyone. Obviously, it goes without saying, this has been recorded earlier on today. One of the oft-quoted sayings at the moment, you speak to people on the phone, how you doing? They say, it's okay, Rabbi, we're all in the same boat together. But we're not. And before I explain why, I'd like to just recall a parable, which I'm sure many of you will know. I first heard it from my father, and I believe it's in an episode in the West Wing, of the couple living in a village in the valley, hear a radio announcement that they have to vacate because the river's about to overflow its banks and everything is going to be flooded. As the wife starts packing her bags, she notices that her husband is not joining in. She says to him, my dear, what are you doing? He says, what do you mean, what am I doing? I've been a good man all my life, honest, upright, and every single day I prayed to the Lord. He will not allow me to drown. He will rescue me. There's no arguing with a stubborn man. The wife goes, and as the waters rise, emergency services come along, wading through the water. He tells them the same thing. The waters rise even more. He's got to go up to the next floor, and a boat comes by. They see him in the window and they call out, sir, it's time to get into the boat. He gives them the same response. I've been a good man all my life. I prayed to the Lord. He will save me. Eventually he finds himself on the roof, and an emergency helicopter goes by and sees him clinging for dear life. They shout down to him, sir, grab the rope, save yourself, get into the helicopter. And he gives them the same response. And of course, eventually, he finds himself standing in front of the heavenly throne, and he complains to the Lord, and he says, I don't understand. For every single day of my adult life, I prayed. And even when I was a youngster, I never did anything wrong. Why on earth did you allow me to drown? Why couldn't you look after your beloved child? And the mighty turned around to me and says, my dear son, I sent you a radio message. I sent you a loving wife, emergency services on foot and on a boat. And then I finally sent you a helicopter. Why didn't you take at least one of the 5 chances I sent personally to rescue you? My dear friends, we're all in the same storm, but not necessarily in the same boat. Some of us will hear on the radio and will know what to do. Others will have a loving wife, husband, partner, somebody there to go through it with them. Others may only receive help from somebody wading by, and others may need a rescue boat. But even that boat itself, for some it might be a rickety dinghy, and for others it could be a fabulous ocean liner. So as we get ready to daven over the 25 hours of Yom Kippur, and as we ask the Almighty to look after us, and as we ask him to avert the evil of the decree, to remove the plague, the words of the Avinu Malkeinu, Menam magefo minach vasenu, remove the plague from amongst us, we have to remember that although we all have the same storm, we've all got the same plague around us, we are not all in the same boat. Last week, I saw 2 pictures from Israel. One of them broke my heart. The other one fixed it. The one that broke my heart was of a handwritten note in a small grocery store, stuck on with a piece of paper onto the shelf which carried the basic necessities, flour, sugar, salt. And written on that note was, if you need it, please just take and leave. There's no necessity to come to the kuppah, to come to the checkout. And it broke my heart that there are literally people who will be walking to the store with not a shekel in their pocket, and knowing that they have to rely on charity to such an extent. And what was the picture that fixed my broken heart? It was from a hospital ward in Israel, a corona ward. And there's an elderly gentleman sitting there on the bed. Next to him is one of the nurses, male nurse that's got on his back. He's an ach, a brother, but he's dressed not just in PPE, but what looks like full-suited hazmat gear. And he's bending over the bed. And the patient's hands are on the nurse's head, as the patient is obviously, he's giving the priestly blessing, Yivarecha Hashem v'yishmerecha, may the Almighty bless you and guard you. And that fixed my soul because it reminded me that no matter where we are in the storm, we can always help somebody else. There are those of us who can help by giving financially. And there are those who can help by giving moral support. If somebody's a Kohen, Rambam tells us quite clearly, if you're a Kohen, give that blessing. And we don't stop to see, is he a sinner? Unless he is an outright, unrepentant man. But he's one of us. Everyone is able to help somebody else. So as we go into Yom Kippur, and as we think, what can I do? I want to tell you, you can make the difference to somebody else's life. In these unprecedented times, we are helping, as always, charities here in Manchester, and of course also in Israel. We're helping people who sometimes don't have the wherewithal to put food on their plate. And we're helping others who may be surrounded by as much food as they want, but they don't have the mental capacity, the space in their heart, the calmness of their mind to be able to actually enjoy it. And as always on Yom Kippur, when we make this appeal, we have to remember our very own charity. This building, this shul. For the last 6 months, we've reached out to help every single person. Personally, between 3 weeks before Rosh Hashanah and Rosh Hashanah, I called every single household. If you didn't get the message, check your answer machine. If you don't have one, that's why you never got the message. But then before Yom Tov, we sent out a gift package to every household in the community. We are here together as one. And every year I get told, Rabbi, makes no difference what you say. We've already all decided what we're going to give. Thank you. Thank you for having decided. Thank you for knowing that you are going to give. It's my responsibility to speak. It's your responsibility and mine to help. Let us help financially. Let us help psychologically. Let us help to ensure that even though we've all got different boats, we're all in the same storm, but our promise is, our hope, that we will all end up on dry land. And when we get there, some might be bedraggled, others will walk off onto golden sands, looking pristine, but they will know that they have helped their fellow Jews in Bowden, in Manchester, and of course in our beloved country, in Eretz Yisrael. So thank you, and a good Yom Tov. May you have an easy and meaningful